Tracy Adventures Under the Sea on the Ocean Floor. After Carol and Tracy finish playing ball with Delilah, she starts to turn. "Thanks for playing with me. I have to start heading back home. It was nice to meet you," Delilah says. Tracy calls out before she swims away. "Wait, Delilah! I was told that you may be able to help us find the sea turtles. Do you know where we can find them?" "I actually don't know where the sea turtles spend their time. The ocean is a big place." Tracy feels her heart fall. She was really looking forward to getting to meet her cousin. "Oh, okay. Thanks anyway, Delilah." Delilah turns to swim away, but slowly turns back to face Tracy. "I'm not sure if he'll know, but there is a crab at the bottom of the ocean that everyone says knows where all the animals of the ocean live. To find him, you'll have to swim through the shipwreck yard, and then pick him out of the many crabs that live there. He is the only blue crab." "Thank you so much," Tracy calls out. She thought her chances of meeting her cousin were gone, but now she has one last shot. Tracy and Carol head down to the ocean floor. "I guess that's the shipwreck Delilah was talking about," Carol says, sounding a little nervous. "As long as we stick together, we'll be okay," says Tracy. "Ready, Carol?" "Yes, let's just get through it quickly," Carol says, putting on a brave face, and they head into the unknown. To help Tracy and Carol safely get through the shipwreck yard, we'll need to learn about user input. To write programs that give users the ability to interact with and control parts of our code, we can use the input command. This input could be a color, a size for a circle, a location on the screen. We can really ask the user for anything. To use the information a user provides later in our program, we need to save it inside a variable. Let's break down an example. In this program, the color that the user enters is used in the color command to set the color of the circle that is drawn. To save the input that the user gave, we assign it to a variable. We type the name of our variable followed by an equal sign. Instead of entering a value for the variable ourselves, we use the input command followed by a set of parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we write the text prompt that we want our users to see inside quotation marks. Let's see how this would look when we run it. Here we have our program written in our editor. When we click Run, we are asked below the canvas what color the circle should be. If we type Tracy's favorite color of purple and we click Enter, she draws a circle in purple. If we run it again and we use the color green, now instead she draws a green circle. Now what if we wanted the user to enter the diameter of the circle and use it to draw a circle? Remember, the diameter is how wide the circle is from one edge to the other. Well, we could use the input command to ask for the diameter first and save this value in a variable called diameter. Then, remember that our circle command takes in the radius of the circle, which is half of the diameter. So we could just take the number the user entered and divide by 2, right? Actually, this won't work, and we'll get an error that looks like this, because when we ask the user for input, the computer doesn't know if we want this value to be a number. If the user is entering a number, we actually need to tell the computer they entered a number. We can do this by using the int command. Int is short for integer, which means a whole number. As long as the value inside the parentheses can be changed into a whole number, this is all we need to do to tell the computer that we want to use this value as a number. We can pair this command with the input command to get input from the user and change that input into a number at one time. We set up the input command in exactly the same way as before, where the input from the user is stored inside a variable. We surround the entire input command in parentheses that come after the int command. If we do this, we can successfully use the input given by the user as a number inside equations in our programs. Let's see how this looks when Tracy runs these commands. When we run these commands, we can see that we're being asked for the diameter of the circle. If we enter 50, Tracy draws a circle that has a diameter of 50 or a radius of 25. If we removed the int command and we tried to run our program and we enter a diameter of 50, we will get that error. We need to make sure we always use the int command when we're asking the user to enter a number. To put it simply, if we want to get user input that is not a number, we use the input command with the text prompt inside parentheses and assign that value to a variable. If we want to get user input that is a number, we use the int command and inside parentheses use the input command with the text prompt inside parentheses. The most important thing when using the int and input commands together is that we need to close two parentheses at the end of the line. If we don't do this, we'll get an error. Now let's help Tracy and Carol get through the shipwreck yard so they can find the blue crab.